Affleck spoke candidly about his past struggles and revealed his biggest regret.
Deliver the 6 bikes, provide them with maps.
Ben Affleck has enjoyed Oscar-winning success, appeared in multiple blockbuster movies, and even played Batman. But the star of Good Will Hunting, Armageddon, and Argo has had to deal with several demons during his glittering career too. And in several interviews in 2020, he opened up about the most regretful period of his eventful life.
Around here is a fucking waste of your time.
Kathy!
What?
Why didn't you give me none of that nasty little hoochie-woochie you usually throw at me?
Affleck was on the promotional trail at the time for his latest movie, The Way Back. The star plays Jack Cunningham in the high school basketball drama directed by Gavin O'Connor. And it turns out that there's one major parallel between Affleck and his troubled character. Both have experienced issues with addiction. The story centers on Cunningham as he agrees with much reluctance to take on a basketball coaching position at his old high school. The character had previously been a sensation on the court at his alma mater, but had failed to make the most of his potential. By the time he's offered the attempt at redemption, he's a widowed alcoholic. Touching upon everything from his own failed marriage to his battle with sobriety, Affleck certainly wasn't afraid to get candid while promoting the film. The Academy Award winner revealed that his time in rehab had instilled a strong sense of honesty in him. Brooks Barnes from the New York Times newspaper even began his profile with, "This is Ben Affleck, raw and vulnerable, talking extensively for the first time about getting sober again, and trying to recalibrate his career again." Affleck was talking ahead of what was due to be a busy 12 months for the A-lister. That same month, he appeared in Netflix movie The Last Thing He Wanted, and later that year, he was due to hit the big screen in Deep Water. The star also had filming commitments for Hypnotic, The Last Duel, and The Filming scheduled. But it was the story of Jack Cunningham in The Way Back that allowed Affleck to further address his own troubles. The actor had first publicly discussed his battle with substance abuse in 2012 in an interview with the newspaper The Hollywood Reporter. Affleck told the publication that he'd gone to rehab 11 years previously after letting his hedonistic lifestyle get a little too out of control. Affleck said, "I went to rehab for being 29 and partying too much and not having a lot of boundaries, and to clear my head and try to get some idea of who I wanted to be. It was more a let me get myself straight before it became a rite of passage." Unfortunately, this wouldn't be the last time that the star would need to seek professional help. In 2017, Affleck issued a statement to confirm that he'd once again sought treatment at a rehab facility. He said, "I want to live life to the fullest and be the best father I can be. I want my kids to know there's no shame in getting help when you need it, and to be a source of strength for anyone out there who needs help but is afraid to take the first step." Sadly, Affleck found himself back in the same facility within a year. In April 2018, the Pearl Harbor star took to Instagram to inform his followers that he'd sought treatment for a third time. However, he was keen to point out that seeking assistance is a sign of courage, not weakness or failure. Affleck, who spent 40 days in the facility, also stated, "Battling any addiction is a lifelong and difficult struggle. Because of that, one is never really in or out of treatment. It's a full-time commitment. I'm fighting for myself and my family." The Hollywood star went on to thank those on social media who'd reached out to express their support. "With acceptance and humility, I continue to avail myself with the help of so many people, and am grateful to those who are there for me," Affleck concluded. "I hope down the road I can offer an example to others who are struggling." The star was also more than happy to continue discussing his ongoing battle to maintain sobriety in a chat with NBC's Today TV show the following year. Speaking to Hoda Kotb, Affleck admitted that alcoholism was part of his life. He said, "It's something that I deal with. It doesn't have to sort of subsume me, my whole identity, and be everything, but it is something that you know you have to work at. I feel like I had a problem and I really want to address it, and I take some pride in that." Affleck also had no problem talking about his relationship with his ex-wife Jennifer Garner either. Referring to their 2 children, the star said, "I'm lucky they've got a great mom, and she helps out a great deal with making sure that we co-parent in as good a way as possible. That's really the central preoccupation of my life. You know, the focus of my life is what I love doing." Garner and Affleck had walked down the aisle together in 2005 2 years after they shared the screen in superhero movie Daredevil. The couple went on to have 3 kids, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel. Sadly, in 2015, the Hollywood A-listers revealed to the world that they're going their separate ways. Despite rumors that the pair were trying to patch up their marriage in March 2017, Affleck and Garner officially filed for divorce soon after. Thankfully, the once happy couple were able to split without getting into any slanging matches. In fact, their divorce proceedings were said to be entirely amicable, and the pair continued to enjoy a close relationship. Furthermore, Garner had taken Affleck to the Malibu Rehab Center, where he once again sought treatment in 2018. And the star was keen to express his gratitude to his ex-wife in the statement he released shortly afterwards. He said, "I'm lucky to have the love of my family and friends, including my co-parent Jen, who has supported me and cared for our kids as I've done the work I set out to do." Garner continued to be supportive of her former husband following his 3rd stint in rehab. Later that same year, she posted a heartwarming Father's Day message to the star on her Instagram account, alongside a photo of Affleck and their offspring. It read, "Our kids are lucky to have a dad who looks at them the way you look at them and loves them the way you love them." And Garner remained a source of strength when her ex-husband relapsed in 2019. Affleck had been pictured in an inebriated state in West Hollywood while exiting the UNICEF Masquerade Ball. After heading straight for Garner's house the morning after, the actor told reporters, "It happens. It was a slip, but I'm not going to let it derail me." Following his divorce from Garner, Affleck entered into a relationship with Lindsay Shookus, a writer on TV comedy institution Saturday Night Live. The pair enjoyed several romantic getaways, including a trip to Maine. After a break in which Affleck dated model Shauna Sexton, he and Shookus reunited. But sadly, it wasn't meant to be, and the pair split for good in 2019. In early 2020, the press reported that Affleck had started dating Ana de Armas, his co-star in Deep Water. The pair got first tongues wagging when they were pictured in Cuba together. Knives Out actress de Armas has since posted a number of Instagram photos in which she and Affleck appear to be loved up. But who knows what de Armas made of the interviews that her new beau gave to TV show Good Morning America and the New York Times that same year. Indeed, a candid Affleck proved that he still had plenty of feelings for his ex-wife in the chats to promote his movie The Way Back. In fact, he described his divorce from Garner as the biggest regret of his life. Speaking to Good Morning America's Diane Sawyer, Affleck admitted, "I never thought I was going to get divorced. I didn't want to get divorced. I didn't want to be a divorced person. I really didn't want to split family with my children, and it upset me. It meant I wasn't who I thought I was, and that was so painful and so disappointing in myself." Affleck knows all about what it's like to come from a broken home. The star's father was an alcoholic whose tendency to get drunk every single day eventually split his family apart. Affleck recalled, "That was really, really painful. And I always said, that'll never be me. I'm never going to do that." Having got sober in the wake of his rehab stint at the turn of the century, Affleck no doubt thought he'd avoided following in the footsteps of his father. However, he began a slippery slope when he began turning to alcohol again just a few years later. The star told Sawyer, "I thought, I want to just drink like a normal person, and I want to have wine at dinner and so on." Even worse, Affleck had become a married man and parent to 2 children at this point, Violet and Serafina. Moreover, by 2012, he and Garner had added to their brood with the birth of son Samuel. But although he accepted he had a problem in his late 20s and did something about it, this time around, the star was in a state of denial. Affleck told Sawyer, "I started to drink more and more, and it was really hard for me to accept that meant I was an alcoholic. I was like, I can just go back. I was fine before. I just need to take a break. I just need to slow down. I'm okay. This isn't me." Eventually, Affleck realized that he needed to change his ways for the sake of his 3 kids, and particularly during their all-important early years. He said, "I really don't want my children to pay for my sins, or to be afraid of me, which is one of the hard parts of being the child of an alcoholic." Affleck has acknowledged that despite his best efforts, he still hurt his family with his actions. He continued, "Divorce is very painful, and alcoholism is very painful. They just are. If there's something that your child is suffering, that's a level of pain that's not easily gotten past, not easily forgiven, not easily forgotten. And it's hard." The world is filled with stories going viral every single day. But how many of these sites can you actually follow? We understand that your day should start with positive stories, stories that resonate with you. And so we started JoJo Stories. Our mission is to create meaningful stories that cover everything from animals to anthropology, history to environment and lifestyle. The kind of content you read on our site will be one you'll want to share with your family and friends. We hope you'll join our growing family and be part of our community. Welcome to JoJo Stories. JoJoStories.com.